All right, welcome back everyone to the voice of the company. Today I'll be handling the host. This is Brian Perry, and I'm joined here with Joel.
Hi there, humans. Hello, world.
So today's episode, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode we did with the Infinity War breakdown. Yes, and there were a lot of spoilers in the entire podcast. For any of you that did not realize there were spoilers ahead of time, yeah, you already now know.
Yeah, it's a bit too late for that now.
Yeah. All right. So today, we decided we're going to do a little discussion with regards to not purely based around Google I/O, but just a general conversation about Google in general. All right, a general discussion about yeah, just talk about some of the stuff because for any of you that aren't aware, Google I/O did happen yesterday or a couple of days ago, depending on when you were listening to this particular podcast. And there were quite a few interesting topics that were brought up and outlined at the event. And well, at least for me, for any of you that are unaware, I am a huge Google supporter. In many ways more than one. So I'm on a slight bias.
Slight. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we would just say a bias. We would say slight. So one of the first things, and I think everyone would have heard about in some form or fashion, unless you're Mr. Joel over here.
Yeah, whoops.
All right. So one of the things we're going to talk about is the new. I'm going to call it Project Duplex. I'm not entirely sure if that's the title they're giving it or if it's supposed to be titled that or whatever it's being called. For if any of you are unaware, it's basically sort of a feature that's coming along with Google Assistant where it allows for if, let's say, you need to make an appointment or you need to go somewhere, make a reservation, whatever the case may be, you would state whatever you may want done within Google Assistant, and the assistant or the AI would take that information down and would use that information to physically call whoever it is you maybe wanted to make a reservation with. So in the video demonstration they did, they called it was a hairdressing salon first, and when they called the hairdressing salon, well, the assistant called the hairdressing salon. The assistant had a actual conversation with the receptionist or whoever was working at the salon to make an appointment for a particular person. Right? I personally, I love the feature. Right? I don't know. Things like this just get me very excited because I see, things moving forward, progression in a sense. I know usual you had slight concerns.
Not exactly, no. I actually. Okay, first things first. I must state that I have a speech impediment. So I may stammer from time to time, but let's see if I can not do that too often. No, yeah, I actually liked it. It was mind-blowingly awesome. I must say though, it's pretty creepy because, dude, the AI sounded remarkably human. I even had to ask if it was
Pre-recorded?
yeah, because of the it had that slight measure of uncertainty that a human would have when asking questions.
Right, you mean that? I'm guessing you. Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I don't know. I think it's nice. It is to me personally. Like I say, I do get very excited when it comes to things like this.
Yeah.
Simply because I've experienced, when you get a call from an automotive system, you instantly can tell that it's automated because you have this very dragged voice on the phone saying, "Hello,
Yes.
good day." welcome to so and so, and you're like, oh god, they could have done a better job with that
Yeah.
person. But in this instance, now you can't really like. I personally could not tell that was the assistant talking. I had no idea. And to me, that like I said, it's a whole set of progress. And I do believe, given the goal that they're going with, what they're trying to achieve, it sort of makes sense for it to be able to fill in the blanks
Yes.
wherever need be. The oh, okay, the thank you, the general greetings. Just
Indeed.
simply because if let's say I was a hairdressing salon and an automotive machine called me, I wasn't gonna answer the phone. I'm pretty sure
I would.
well, okay. I'm pretty sure I would not continue the conversation simply because whenever it comes to anything automotive, it's sort of seen as either telemarketing or someone trying to sort out a bill or some nonsense, and the system gets the wrong
Ah.
number in place, and
That's
you're
right.
just, you're just there like, oh, okay, that's a waste of my time.
Now, so yes, I adore the feature. It is, it is remarkable. All I can think of that I find is a bit scary is alright. So now, of course, this isn't. Of course, this is not the exact same thing, but I think that at some point in time, it could perhaps be be applied to be applied to it. So, and what I am my
Referring
gosh,
to?
yeah, is say, alright. So so okay. For example, when it comes to spam spam online. How it is easy to tell when
You have spam mail.
yeah, and it's not from from
A genuine source, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
With this now, it now again, of course, it is in the way the same thing, but perhaps
Well, I
perhaps
think okay. I see where
Yeah.
you're going with it, but I think
a lot of a lot of the older generation may fall victim to such
the thing is, for me, how I see the platform, is that it's controlled, because remember, it's controlled to what you tell it to do.
Yes.
All right. And as of right now, I believe the main purpose behind Duplex. Oh, I'm sorry, Duplex. Wow. Duplex is that they're focusing on, you need to make reservations, you need to make an appointment.
Yeah.
Well, things you're gonna set automatically. Well, I say automatically. As of right now, at least on my device, whenever I have an appointment, excuse me, I would state, Google, can you remind me? Please don't. Okay. I don't want my phone. I don't want my phone to go off just now. I would be like, okay, can you remind me to call my barber at so and so, or
Yeah.
remind me to make an appointment on
Yeah.
this date. Now I would tell the phone to do that, and instead of it just reminding me, it's gonna do it for me.
Yes.
Right, and that's why I say that's where the control comes into it. The only way in which I can see spam being a thing is if individuals decide, tell me to call Pizza Hut,
Yeah, yeah.
and deliver
No.
so and so. Now that sort of spam is more like a troll.
Exactly.
And
So which is why I say this is not
the same.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now I think everyone's already heard us talk enough about Duplex. One of the other things I probably showed you just now was the Google Maps feature. On where for any of you once again aren't aware, instead of you having to so let's say you're going to a particular location, They literally, well, Google Maps, along with your camera, you're basically able to pull up the location that you're going to, and it will give you a sort of an augmented reality map out of where the directions are to your location. So for any of you who haven't used Google Maps or don't use any type of mapping software to get to anywhere, when you set a destination, you would be granted you'll be greeted with a satellite view of a map that would be outlined with a green line or blue line, depending on which application you're using, and it would show you to where you have to go. It would show you from where you're starting to where your end location is. In this instance now, with the new, I'm not too sure. I believe it is just going to be part of Google Maps. I'm not entirely sure if it's part of the Android P initiative or if it's part of the Google Maps initiative or how it's working now. I'm not entirely sure. Once again, we aren't professionals. Don't quote us on a bunch of things. But yeah, you would pull up the device, you pull up your phone, and it would have a view of the camera, so you can actually see your actual location in front of you. So whilst you're looking at your phone, you're not distracted by your phone. You're able to still see what's in front of you. And on the screen or within the map application, you would see on-screen arrows pointing which street to turn down on, which street you have to continue going straight on. And this would all be applied in a very augmented reality sort of way. I think one of the cool things that I saw was they showed a demonstration where they pulled up the phone on a street. I'm assuming it's New York or somewhere, and
California, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
yeah, it's one of the states, one of the countries, one of the cities, and the application pulled out. Now it was on the street. There was a couple of restaurants, and within the camera's view, it pulled a sort of an augmented reality billboard sort of bubble coming out from the building stating the name of the restaurant as well as a rating. I'm assuming the rating will be pulled from Google's general stuff. I like it. I'm just saying I do like these things. However, now as developers, I do like that they did also mention the factor of machine learning.
Yes.
And the APIs for machine learning to become more accessible to us for a lot of the new tools that they're bringing out.
I patiently await.
Yeah, I think there's stuff for barcodes.
I haven't seen it.
I believe if I could find a list, whilst you probably you can give them your views on the whole machine learning stuff and what you think about it.
I must say I feel as though I feel as though I am living in some
Sci-fi movie?
Yes. Precisely, and I'm seeing the video say it's again I literally I am mind blown, and I just wait for have some access to
those new tools.
Yes.
So as of right now, it's being called the ML Kit, and this is we literally just have a video up from the keynote itself. So these are just the pointers that we've just got a brief breakdown of. They have image labeling, text recognition, face detection, barcode scanning, landmark detection, smart reply. So all of these, I'm guessing, are going to be some of the new features coming into the whole, or would be a part of the machine ML kit. We're assuming it's machine learning. They've mentioned a lot about machine learning throughout the actual keynote
so
itself.
it should be.
But I know we have seen some examples of the text and the landmark and the smart replies. The text, when there was a particular instance where they highlighted text that was on a book. They used the camera, took a picture of a page in a book.
Oh my gosh!
And highlighted that text. All right,
copy and paste from the real world,
quite literally. And to be honest, if I'm just saying, if they do implement just for the joke of it, a Control F feature. I know for myself, I would very well just put my phone
Yeah.
up. I'd be like, Control F. Where are my keys? All right. And now, just about the craziness behind that. If you could literally hold up your phone, do a Control F, type in keys, right, and the phone literally scans the environment. It's like, oh, your keys are on this desk.
I'm sure if they are, if Google is listening to this, they will hire you.
Well, bear in mind, given the nature of my device and my dedication and love for them, I'm pretty sure they are listening to what I'm saying right now. So just saying, Google, if you heard my idea, I'm putting out the copyrights
Or they'll just
for myself.
okay,
All
there you go.
right, I'm not asking for much. If you like, just give me a cubicle in your office space.
No, okay.
Yeah, that's not what. Give me a
Okay.
cubicle.
Just
Give me the cubicle. I don't need anything else. Have you seen their facility?
I've seen some small fragments, but not the whole thing.
And their canteen, the food.
Oh yes. Oh, one quick question though. When would this stuff be
Implemented?
available? No, be available. Be available for developers.
In what sense? The ML kit?
Yes.
Or, I'm not sure. Let me see. ML. We could probably check and see when that's gonna be available.
Hopefully soon. But then again, I am stuck on a phone that still uses Android Android 6. So I certainly will not have access to any of these things.
Oh right, it's integrated into Firebase.
Oh yes.
Its integration
yes,
is into
right.
Firebase, so it would. I'm pretty sure it would be very much available now. I don't see why they wouldn't have it available now because they're already rolling out the betas for Android P, which is the new OS. And they already have the Google Assistant and Google Camera creating Google Lens, which is going to be available next
Okay.
week.
Well, I just assumed it. I assumed that it wasn't out as yet because with the whole AR
Yeah.
thing, it's still not available for the phone I have.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess we will probably just have to check into and
I have to
see.
upgrade. I
We'll just
have
have
to
to-
upgrade.
We'll just probably check. Well, when we finish the podcast, we could check out the stuff and see
Yeah.
if it's there on Firebase. So we could definitely check that out. One of the things we were talking about was Google's knowledge, right? Given
They know too much.
Definitely.
This is the one thing where I can say I do have a noticeable amount of what's that word of say phase is
too strong of a
yeah
word.
what
Concern.
yeah
Right.
wow that was simple.
I don't know. I have sort of not debated, but I've discussed this particular point with a lot of people, and how I've always said I personally see it. It's yes, they do know a lot.
Everything.
Yes,
And Facebook,
yeah. A lot of them do know a lot of
Microsoft,
things.
and Apple.
But I think, as I see it, I think it is somewhat necessary.
And of course perhaps some of the some of the ISPs.
Right. Yeah. But I definitely do believe it's a necessary thing. And what I do like from the keynote that I noticed was they announced that within the new OS Android P, they are introducing, they are introducing the whole machine learning, and they are having the phone better know and understand you, right? And the reason I say now, yes, that does sound very scary in some cases.
It is.
But the reason why I think it's an important factor is because they mentioned something where one of the images was that, have more time for your family. Is that
How many pull up at the time anything?
in the sense that the device itself would sort of understand and know when you do certain things, and you're able to actually set limits on applications. So, so if let's say you want to limit how much time you spend on YouTube, you can specify that down to either 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the case may be.
I wonder how many would actually use such a
Well,
function.
that is another thing. There are a lot of people who very well don't utilize half of the features that some of these devices come out with.
Yeah.
But it does also allow and adapt for that. Because
Okay.
there's a section where for certain features that you don't use, they just turn those. For battery performance, the OS would put power only on the applications you use. So if let's say on a morning you check like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Messenger, and you don't use Instagram, YouTube, and Flipboard or whatever other application you have on your phone until lunchtime, first thing in the morning, all the battery power is put towards your main applications.
That's very
As well as part of the machine learning, it has a feature where the AI would show you or assume what's the next application you want to use, just based off your general daily patterns. So, like for me, like when I open my phone, the first thing I do is I check Messenger. After I go into Messenger, I go into YouTube.
This all seems nice. This
Yeah.
is cool.
So when you get the phone, when you start up your phone now, and the next day, it's gotten used to your habits, and it's like, okay, I know what you're gonna do. So here's everything you need right at your fingertips.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and scroll or look or anything like that.
Helpful. This
But
is helpful.
yeah, now bear in mind this is purely just on the Android P side of things. So that's for anyone that has an old generation phone, if you are eligible for the upgrade to Android O or Oreo, there's supposed to be certain devices or certain brands are going to be having access to the beta. As to which devices, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Definitely not this.
Yeah, yeah, your device is definitely not going to be is definitely not going to be a part of that. But whilst we're on the topic of data and the knowledge and the information that Google has, I know one of the things that you outlined previously, Joel, was the compromise
Yeah.
of that data.
Because if some say okay, now again, I am almost certain that all of the data that they have, I am willing to bet cash that it's that it is not centralized, because it simply can be now. But still, if some hacker, for example, were to gain access to at least a small,
A small fraction.
yeah, that is a lot of
No, I know.
or perhaps a disgruntled
Yeah, yeah.
employee.
I do believe. No, I could
Not
be
that
very
it is easy, of course.
Yeah, I
Of
could be
course.
very, very wrong, and anyone could correct me for this statement. But I do believe that a while back, or a couple of years back, I saw that Google actually has a certain amount of data centers that are filled, or, as in when we say filled, now for us that's user accounts, not physically filled. But they have data centers that are filled with fake accounts,
Oh, interesting.
and deterrent accounts. So there was a report where I can't remember when it was, I can't remember which article it was from, but there was something I had seen a while back where some hackers had hacked Google and they had gained access to some confidential information. All the confidential information was fake
Also,
information.
yeah, I believe I did as well. Hear of this?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I say I'm not fully sure, but I do believe that is one of the safe measures that they have within their systems. Is that I don't know how they've created it. I really don't know, but I believe they do have fail safes where any type of potential attack is, I don't know if it's redirected or if it is made to seem like you are hacking Google, but you're really and truly just gaining access to the data that is a part of a data center that just literally is just filled with nonsense and useless
Yeah.
information. Now that does not mean hacking and spam and things cannot come through Gmail, because I have a Gmail account that has some very, very disturbing and questionable spam, and I have no idea where they came from.
Definitely
But
not from me.
but it's definitely to, it's still possible.
Yeah.
I remember at the end of the day, it is a company that's online based, it's internet based.
So yeah, of course, there'll be some risk, some risk involved.
Exactly.
Again, not that it is not that it would be something easy to gain access to
No.
that.
And in some cases, some of these companies open their doors for attackers
Yes.
to come through just to
I believe I believe I believe
Microsoft.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
well as yeah, they would hire hire people who have hacked hacked some of their
yeah.
of their services to
Yeah, a lot. Actually, I believe a decent percentage of Microsoft's support team, in regards to data control and so forth, is actually a lot of hackers that have hacked them, and they've literally been like, okay, you figured out a flaw, and I've seen it. I have seen it. I've seen when they launched the developer testing for Windows, they told you break Windows, and if you broke it, you send your report and send your bug to them, and if you're able to find a fix for them, they would fly you out. You'd showcase whatever it is that you have to showcase, show them what was the flaws, and I believe there was some type of a reward given in some form or fashion. And like I said, that's part of progression. That
Yes.
you
Of
you
course.
you need to have the weak links in order to gain the strength.
Yeah. Now, so clearly this, clearly, that is just one of the potential the downsides, but I don't think that it is a net bad, because no, I in fact think perhaps it's perhaps all of this information being yeah, gosh, god damn it, being
Available?
no, not but being collected
Right.
about us. I don't know if I would say it's a net bad or a net good. I am split. I'm split. I am torn.
middle.
Yeah. So because well, there are clear risks risks associated with that, but
Yeah.
it is still really helpful when it comes to for example, say for example, it does make your life
Easier.
and it's, yeah, and
No,
easier.
I fully agree with that.
So I am torn. I'm like, it's really scary because yeah, but at the same time, it does help those. No, I've seen how much
It
I've
helps.
seen how much it helps you. So
Right.
so like, hey,
No, yeah. Like I said, see, that's the thing. I guess depends on when you sort of accept the
Yeah.
different things.
what's
Now,
what's the
limit?
Yeah,
Right.
if there is one.
As I see it, for me, okay, like for me, no, I come how many years ago I decided, okay, I'm just gonna go full out all access, give Google full control of all whatever needs to be done and so forth.
They know where you park and
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I willingly did that. I'm not saying everyone's supposed to. That was just a personal decision on my part.
Yeah.
And to be honest, now yes, they know all these different things about me, and yes, I've given access to so many things, but because of that, I find I actually very rarely utilize some of those things.
What do you mean?
Like the parking, like where I park and so on. I mainly only ever really use that particular function whenever I use Google Maps for my directions. So when I use it to go somewhere, as I get there, it will tell me, was your experience good, bad, or whatever the case may be? Would you like to save your parking? In that instance, I would save it. But if, let's say, I'm just going to the mall or going wherever and I already know where it is I'm going and I don't need to use the directions, I don't really pull out my phone and be like save my parking in those types of instances. However, they do have their timeline which would show me where I was, what I did and stuff like that. And
It's amazing.
and the thing is, it's actually helped me in many occasions. Because there's sometimes when I've gone somewhere or done something where I'm trying to figure out what is it that I did today, where did I go, whatever the case may be, and I can literally pull up the time and I'm like, oh right, I was here, I did that, I went here, and whatever else.
Alright, so I wish to ask you this
Question?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
would you say this is a net good or a net bad? That they no, okay, no. Do you think the good do you think the good outweighs the bad? Is would be my question.
That's a
Because
it's a good question.
Because if something bad would happen with all that they have, and again,
Right, okay.
it is not easy for some, but still,
if let's say if we were going on the premise that the bad being all of the information that Google
catastrophic
has,
stuff, yeah.
all the information that Google has gets leaked or goes somewhere, whatever the case may be.
Not that it's easy.
Now that in that instance, okay, yeah, you'll obviously be the bad outweighs the good. But if let's say we're just talking about, one or two, maybe an account, either access to an account or a change of password to one of your accounts, or whatever the case may be, I personally believe the good somewhat outweighs the bad, simply because if let's say my account gets compromised in whatever situation, there's two-step authentication. That's one particular factor. You then also, if let's say you don't have too many things linked to your account, you can very easily just create another account and somewhat start over. Right? It really does depend on how much information or what information is being sort of compromised in that sense. But for me personally, I believe this could very well be a net good in the sense of progression.
Yes.
Because I think if we didn't have all these other things like the duplex and Google Maps and all these other things, we would be, well, at least in my case, I've said, I wish that the assistant could interact with me on a more common basis with doing certain things and how I do certain things or whatever the case may be. And the fact that you're seeing that they're doing that, that means the thing that I've thought about is already actually sort of happening.
That's what
Right? And as I always believe, if they don't do it, someone else is going to think about it and is going to want a feature like that done, and they're going to do it. And I rather trust the company that's been doing it for however many years and has however many users, supporters, and whatever the case may be. I rather quicker back that type of technology than, let's say, a small startup, doing something on the side or whatever the case may be.
That's what I'm saying.
right? But I believe that's coming up to just over 30 minutes. So we will be looking to wrap this particular podcast up for today. I'm not too sure what our discussions may be for next week. If anyone has any questions or anything they may like to ask, or anything they may like for us to discuss, you can leave it in the comment section, and we will be able to, maybe do up a little podcast based around those particular conversation topics.
Indeed.
Right. So, we would like to thank you once again for taking the time out of your day to listen to our podcast and see our perspectives on this particular topic, being Google. We'll just call the topic Google. There's not much further than that.
They know too much about us.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/coded-arts. Nope, that's our email address. Yep, that's our email address. Facebook.com/coded-arts. Same thing for Instagram. You can search us on Vimeo. We also do have Google Plus for any of you that uses Google Plus. And we are also available on Twitter. So thank you once again and have a good day.
Goodbye.